Hey everybody, this is Kevin and this is your vibe of the day. Well, hey, it is Sunday the 31st of October 2021 and I'm happy to be here. I hope you're happy to be here. I'm going to get right to the cards because they're pretty powerful. I have been sitting, contemplating, meditating, and doing a little bit of my own channeling this morning. I wasn't really quite sure whether I was going to pop in and what I was going to say. So here we go. All right. So, first of all, I'm going to say thank you, angels, for leading me to all that is for my highest good. Um, I feel that way lately. I feel a big shifting, a big transformation happening and occurring. What that all looks like, I don't know, but I thought I would share it with you. Um, and there is a tendency on my part when this energy sort of shows up is to retreat and get quiet and take some personal time, take some time out to get clear with what I want, clear with what I want to attract, clear with what I want to do, clear with what is leaving, clear with what's coming. What I am guided to say and feel within myself that I'll share is to make room for something bigger, something greater has to leave. It's again on this theme of expansion, of the new energy coming, the higher, lifted, quicker, faster vibration showing up, which has many folks feeling out of sorts, discombobulated, stuck, fractured, all of those things. Anyway, so this morning I went into a deep meditation and got very, very quiet. I was holding on to Keepers of the Light Oracle cards, which I've been reading from for the last week or so, and something just encouraged me just to turn them over and pull the first card as I turned over was the Shekinah. Now, the Shekinah is considered in spiritual terms to be the female energy or essence of God, the female part of Jesus, if you will. For every male energy, there has to be female energy, yin, yang. It's a balance. And the message from Shekinah is to embrace the sacred self, which is in this particular 3-card spread: strength, where we are, what we know; heart, what's at the center of everything; and the messages that gets us to it, that helps us understand it, helps us understand moving through it and from it. So if we now move on to the sacred self, let's continue there. It's unleashing the spirit within and expressing the gifts that we have. In other words, dancing and having fun with the sacred rhythm of life, which is really what's happening for me at this point right now. And I'm hoping and wondering if it's happening for you too. What's going on? The Holy Amethyst. Now, the Holy Amethyst is a twin soul to Zadkiel, about transformation, about changes, about just completely moving forward. It's also steeped in divine alchemy, going after what we seek, what we look for, what we focus on, what we're wanting to attract. So it's also at this time moving beyond current challenges and focusing on desires. The message, I think, from the Holy Amethyst, who incidentally happens to be the cover of this deck of cards right there, um, and quite a lovely image. What's coming up as far as challenges and things to look for, the avenue and the roadway to causing us to get our desire, is to move away from the dramas, move away from the self-deprecating stories, create a new path, our own path, and make room for the good energy, which is really what I was saying a little while ago. There are limiting beliefs that we're taught and we go with our entire life. We are free spirits, imaginative, wild as children, ready to embrace this new life with a new world. Think about being 2, 3, 4 in that little era when you're out of the diapers, when you are no longer so dependent on, mother's milk, nurturing, weaning, when you're done with all of that. There's this big world out there to explore and to experience. But then also comes the limits that physical culture, physical worlds and habits put upon us, that teach us, that cause us to question all of those things that come along with it. And I believe my job, our job, the job of what we've come to do, is to look at them and at some point challenge them and not really forget where our story, our spirit lives. And I know in my own life, I've challenged it all the way through, up to and including accepting who I was in a world that didn't, up to including exploring another country without, basically on a whim and a prayer and a bag and a little bit of cash. That was it. And then coming into this. So there are times I've had them recently, where there are limiting beliefs, where our feeling of, ooh, there's a change coming, and I feel it. I felt it for a little while, few months, few weeks, that there was this shifting going on, this changing going on. I couldn't understand, why am I making plans to be so expansive, so to accept so much more in a world, a culture, a society that seemingly is steeping into, digging into, dolloping out, lack, limits, going down that road. And there is something that is inside of me that says, no, no, not buying into that energy, won't go there. And it seems like I want to defy that rule or those laws or those people or the news reports of, I can't be dealing with that. It's something inside me just wants to lift up, wants to lighten up, wants to brighten up, wants to move forward in a different way. So when I say thank you for leading me to all that is for my highest good, it would be counterproductive for me to say to myself and affirm, I am leading the way to my highest good, if I'm believing something else, if I'm investing in the opposite of that. Limits are everywhere. If you believe they are, you have to believe that there is no limit. You have to believe that, well, what would be the point? Like, you can choose all kinds of things for yourself. What the Holy Alchemist says, focus on what you desire. It doesn't matter if you desire one thing on Tuesday and something else on Wednesday. Let it flourish. Opening your heart to desires is releasing the karma that closed it down to begin with. Saint Germain comes and says, make room for good energy. Make room for good energy says you've got to clear out move past, work from what was, um, move beyond current challenges, which is why these three cards on Halloween of all times, the closest veil to spirit world that we can get, is for me so pivotal. Um, I'll share something personal. All week long, I haven't really had a lot of what I call income work from my hair business. I've cleaned out, I've sorted, I've sifted, I have cleaned, I have discarded, I've gone through all sorts of things that I no longer want or need, and dropped the idea that something cost something or there was an investment of money into something or all of that. Because value is in here. The values that we have live within us. The value doesn't come from how much something cost in money. That's not necessarily the right value. Um, or whether or not it's going to increase in value, whether or not it's going to become more in value. This idea that you can get something on Monday and it's going to increase in value by Friday, it's a bit like this supply and demand thing. The things become scarce, the price goes up, the cost goes up, and then we're always dealing with this what seems to be a one-man canoe in a raging ocean. It's just doing this. Where is there any stability in that? So these messages, my message, my week has been steeped in it is time to level up, make room, expand. And that expansion means cutting off the ties that are attached to people, places, situations, stories, karma, and anything that is tethering us to the old, tethering us to the what was, what used to be, and cutting it off, and moving more toward what should be and what is. All right, I'm going to read Journey to the Heart. And then I think I'll let this one go for today. Not sure there's a message from the gods. And I feel that I'm going to do some self-care as opposed to doing, meditation. Yes, that feels right. October 31st, Melody Beatty's message from her book, Journey to the Heart, is something important is happening now. There's never a time when nothing is happening. Something is always taking place. Growth is occurring. We're evolving, transforming, working things out, incorporating our last lesson, preparing for our next. Something is happening. We just don't always see it, and that's how it's meant to be. When we know too much, too soon, it's easy to let our heads get in the way. We think we have to control, have to force, have to make happen, have to do something. In a gentle but wise way, the universe takes into account our fears and our natures. It doesn't let us know too much too soon. It doesn't spoil the surprise. It doesn't want us to spoil it either. Open your heart to the universe. Trust that something is always happening, and often it's much different and much better than what you think. Something is always happening, and it's much better than what you think. This is the thing. All right, my friends, listen. Have a great, great Halloween. Do some pondering. Do some meditating. Get into that veil between the two worlds, and ask your ancestors to come in and give them thanks for leading you to your highest good. Until next time, much love, much light, and huge gratitude to you. Bye.